All right, everybody. Hope you are having a great holiday season. Now, the Texas Longhorns are only 4 days away from their first ever home playoff game against the Clemson Tigers. Now, this should be an amazing game. Should be an amazing environment. Can't wait for it. But we're going to be talking about one of the players on the field and why they think why I believe that they're going to have a little bit of extra motivation against their old team. You might have already figured it out just now. We're talking about none other than Andrew Mukuba, senior. Uh, he has been an amazing defensive back, an amazing safety for this 2024 Texas team. One of the major reasons why this Texas team is going to finish one of the best, if not the best, pass defense in all of college football this year. And honestly, it is my belief that you can extend that level of not grat. You can extend that. You can extend those words and say, hey, you know what? This might be one of the best pass defenses we've ever seen in college football. So we're going to be talking about Andrew Mukuba today and how he was snubbed from the AP, not just the AP All American poll, but any All American list that you want to go to, PFF, Walter Camp Football Foundation, all these lists. Andrew Mukuba Sr. was snubbed, and we're going to be talking about that today. So if you like the video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then comment down below your thoughts on if Andrew Mukuba should have been an All American. In some of these cases, like the AP poll, we're going to be talking about, they have three teams. So there's a first team, there's a second team, and there's a third team. Now, it's awesome that Michael Taft got his credit. You know, here's, whoops, I keep putting the wrong ones up there. But you can see right here, Michael Taft. I mean, an amazing season. He deserves to be on an All American list. But so does Andrew Mukuba. You're going to see here, yeah. Maybe Andrew Mukuba, when you compare him directly to Taft, maybe it's not as wonderful as you might think. But let's go ahead and look. So these are going to be the first three defensive backs that you're going to see are going to be your first team safeties. And there's the way that the AP poll works. They have two safeties, one defensive back for every team. But you can see right here, Andrew Mukuba, easily the better defender of the pass when it comes to safety. Is he far behind Caleb Downs at all when you're talking about tackling and getting tackles for loss, getting sacks? No, not at all. How about when you compare him to Xavier Watts? Xavier Watts, great cover safety. He's had a tremendous year. 5 interceptions, 9 pass breakups. The one thing I want to talk about with the interceptions is it seems like a lot of these guys, they would put them over Andrew Mukuba because they have more interceptions. Well, that's crazy considering Andrew Mukuba had 2 interceptions, not dropped interceptions, but 2 interceptions that were called back because of a penalty. It's wild to me that we could have Andrew Mukuba he's 2 penalties away from having 6 interceptions on the year. I believe being the only SEC safety to do so, being one of the only, if not the only Power 4 safety to do so. It's wild to me. And then when you want to go in a little bit further, there's the grades at PFF, who PFF put Xavier Watts over Andrew Mukuba. They put them on their PFF team. I don't know how you can do that. If you're PFF and Andrew Mukuba grades higher in defense, rush defense, tackle, coverage grades. Those 4 grades, those 4 areas, he does better. And then he also has the better stats in him. Man, I don't know how you can put him above him. And the only grade that Xavier Watts actually owns over Andrew Mukuba is the run stop grade. And when you're talking about rush defense, not rush defense. It was the total. Dang it. Sorry for all that. I meant to say the pass rush. The pass rush grade was the only one. And when you talk about a safety who is typically playing 10 yards back past the line of scrimmage, he's not they're not rushing the passer that often, and that's also why you kind of see it a little bit in the sacks area. So that's one thing when it comes to Xavier Watts. I just like these are, and reminder, these are first team All-Americans, and they can only hold 1 or 2 categories over Andrew Mukuba. This is absolutely wild to see. Here's I'm not even going to try and pronounce the last name, but here's a defensive back out of South Carolina. 83 tackles is amazing. Yes, it is. I'm not going to sit there and try and discount that. But when we're talking about Andrew Mukuba being snubbed and not even making a first, second, or third team, here's Malachi Moore for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Again, you're seeing Andrew Mukuba, an amazing cover safety. He is probably out of all the safeties that we're going to look at here, he might be the best coverage safety out of the group. And that's not me looking at all their film and breaking down all. That's just me looking at the stats. So stats do lie sometimes, but when it's this consistent, it's hard to disagree. Uh, Michael Taft, one hell of a year. It shows. I mean, you can see you're going to see a little bit here in a second. All these guys put together, and you can see how much different Michael Taft is. Like Lathan Ransom for Ohio State. Look, great season. How how much do those 2 tackles for loss, 2 fumbles forced, and 5 tackles really mean? How much do they really mean? Because it's just there's a level of consistency when you're talking about all these lists here, and it's just yeah. So this is the end of the list right here, and it really is. It's eye opening when you look at it like this. That man, Andrew Mukuba, he got absolutely snubbed. And then when you look at Michael Taft, I mean, the reality is Jade Barron deserves first string, first team All American defense. Michael Taft deserves first string, first team All American defense. Andrew Mukuba deserves first team All American defense. And the fact that Andrew Mukuba didn't even get a single vote. Not well, I can't say he didn't get a single vote. I don't know that I can't see the votes. The fact that he didn't land on a single one of these All American teams is a shame, and it really it's I don't know, man. It shows how little the voters are actually paying attention to outside of their little small circle that they view college football in. Because there's absolutely no way that anybody can ever sit there and make a good argument for me as to why Andrew Mukuba is not one of the top, forget 6, one of the top 9 safeties in college football. It's just there's no argument that you can make. I don't know. Andrew Mukuba absolutely snubbed, and this might be the little bit of extra motivation that he, not needs, but this might be just give him a little bit of extra motivation to go out there and beat the ever-loving crap out of his old team. So everybody, hope you all have a great day, and I hope Andrew Mukuba has a great day on Saturday. Hook!